Hey everybody, how are you tonight? I sure hope my volume is good tonight. Let me move the microphone a little closer just to be sure. And let's see how it goes. Hey Anthony, Josh, and Phil, as you can tell, is not here today. He is, as he said in the chat, in Florida. Hi John, hi Brett. You like that? That's pretty cool, ain't it? That is not a trophy for the Champ of Champs. Woohoo! That was made by one of my customers at the store. Hey, Ricky. And I don't plan on letting anybody get that from me. I kind of like it. It's got Overpower Adventures on this side and Heroes and Games on this side. For today's stream, we're going to go with the Overpower Adventures logo. 3D printed, so it's pretty light, and I love it. Hey, we got volume. Excellent. Unlike last Monday. Sorry about that last week, guys. I hadn't done it from home in so long. I didn't know. John, I didn't know. All my settings were messed up, and I could not figure them out in time. I didn't want to leave you all hanging because 20 minutes later, we were already 20 minutes in, and 20 minutes later, I still might not have had it figured out. Yeah, Josh, who is worthy? Who is? Wife made me stay home from sorcery today. Ricky, what the heck? Why would she do that to you? She mad at you? Anthony, you're hilarious. Yes, I am way stronger than I look. Hey, Charlie. Hi from Ricky's wife who made this possible. We appreciate her. She should make you stay home more often. We're going to talk about your deck here tonight. I got a question for you. Doug says it's light. That may just be because he's worthy. Yes, that is correct, Josh. I guess that's how Thor looks at it, too. That hammer ain't heavy. You just ain't worthy. I totally forgot that Phil was in Florida this week, and I did not plan a co-host. And if I had remembered, I would have asked Jessica and Nor to join me. We have done 2 Learn to Play videos with Jessica and Nor, and I've had them here at the store playing a couple times. We played all day yesterday afternoon. We started around 2:30 and we didn't quit until 9 o'clock. And it was so much fun. They're learning so quickly. I think they're both going to play in the last chance qualifier on Friday night for Champ of Champs. And I know Nor's going to play on Saturday, whichever tournament he can get into, the Champ of Champs or the tournament for the rest of us. Ricky, I will tell her that every time I see her. Phil says, I guess we will see if I can pick up the hammer next week. That's right, Thor. Will you, Phil, will you be worthy? We shall see when you get back in town. I see you're coming home tomorrow, right? We got to get together and play. Hey, I'll just put this out here right now. Thursday night, we're playing at Heroes and Games. We're going to start about 7 o'clock. We're going to play until 9:30 or 10. Anyone and everyone is welcome to join us. Jessica and Nor will be here. They ask great questions when they play. So if you're just learning to play like they are, watch those videos. I always give them a little bit of an intro into a part of the game, and then we play. And we play 1 or 2 games. And they are always learning something new. Jessica's deck is really playing well. She has Dark Phoenix, Scarlet Witch, Crystal, and Silver Sable in reserve. And she loves playing an all-female team. Any heroes, of course. We have not got into battle sites yet. I don't know how soon that's going to happen. We've discussed it. I think Nora would really like to get into the battle sites, but Jessica's happy with any heroes right now. Yes, Phil, thank you for reminding everybody. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe and like the video. That would be great. Josh, I don't know what you love about Dark Phoenix. You mean the character or the character in the game? Because the only reason she's on the deck is because she's an 8 energy. And I don't think there's any other females with an 8, is there? She just wanted an all-female team, and we went with a pretty good one. I don't think it's so good that it's champ of champs quality on Saturday, but we'll see how she plays. She's just having a ball with it. She loves the game, and she loves the deck. Although, she did ask me if she could swap out Scarlet Witch for Polaris. Ooh, you like using her with 221B Baker Street. That's going to be interesting when Baker Street gets into the Golden Age format. I think we might see a couple characters get played that wouldn't normally get played. Same with Barsoom for the John Carter team. I think that might see some play to raise some stats. I don't know if they spoiled that one yet or not. I've asked and have not got an answer. But if you look at it, I think it might make some some characters playable. Sorry, I'm getting too many text messages. I want to thank everybody who has been on our website buying singles. We are not the Orange King. We do not have everything up there, but we have some very nice cards up there, some rare specials. And if you're looking for anything, especially out of Marvel, there's still quite a bit of Image up there, very little DC. But if you're... Somebody got on there today and bought like 3 White Queen character cards, 2 Draculas. I bought a ton of stuff. So, it's going fast. Ooh, they spoiled another Joan of Arc special today. She seems cool. She's not that cool. She's all right. You know what? I'd kind of like to go see what they spoiled on Joan of Arc. We could talk about her a little bit. As you guys all know, I shredded all my cards, so I do not have them that I could go look very carefully and take a look and see what's there. But I will log on to Facebook and go see what it was that they spoiled, because I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Did they post it? Probably just on their page, right? Or did they put it into the Facebook page? I'm seeing Zeus. Ooh. Larry's running a lot of stuff there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Jeremy wants X-Man's 11. I had one up on the website last week that lasted a whole 20 minutes before somebody snatched it. I do not have another one. Let's see. I'm not seeing it there. Oh, there it is. Joan of Arc or teammate may avoid one attack with a combat icon. No intelligence attack may be made against Joan of Arc's team for remainder of battle. So it avoids a combat icon and then eliminates no intelligence attacks. Okay. That's weird. Interesting. Huh. Okay, well, is so weird. Why would they do that? Has anybody looked into the print and play decks? Have they spoiled Barsoom or 221B? Because those are the ones I'd like to talk about. Oh, that's a Wumper deck too. Okay, so as you can tell, Joan of Arc is not going to be all that great. Yep, I see it, John. Thanks. Void one fighting, lockout intellect. Yeah, I don't get it. Josh, you know what? No, I think Joan of Arc in history was very good. But in this game, I don't think it's going to be. That's not going to be something worth playing. Yeah, avoid a combat icon, and then no intelligence can be played against the team. Well, I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about something that I posted on Substack last week. A lot of you guys read that, and I appreciate you going there and reading it. I cannot figure out why you can't like it. I tried to find a setting that I could change so that more people could like it. I think I'm getting 3 likes every week from the same 3 people, and they're all in my family. I don't know what's going on with that like button. I should look into it a little bit more. Maybe I will. But I posted about why negates came into prominence. And I question whether they are still something you have to have on a deck. I don't know that a negate is something you have to have now. I think if you open it up a little bit and try to build a deck and try to build a deck without a negate, you can build some good decks, and I think you can shake yourself free from the stigma that you have to have a negate. I know Phil's here in the chat right now, and he totally disagrees with me. He thinks you need a negate to win. And he posted something on my Facebook post about it, that nobody's won a tournament in the last 10 years without a negate. It's just Overpower Adventures, Josh. You should be able to type it in. Just search for Overpower Adventures. It should pop up. No one's won an event in the last 10 years without a negate on the front line. So, Phil, if you're still in the chat, my question to you would be, when did Juggernaut first win a tournament? An official, well, not official, I guess, but in the last 10 years, when did Juggernaut win his first tournament? Hey, there's the GOAT. He made it. And I heard a rumor that the GOAT is going to go live streaming on Wednesday. He finally got enough subscribers. That's awesome. Way to go, Marcel. John says that Joan of Arc is better in Golden Age because of all the multi-powers, but still pretty limited. And he tried to like it. Yeah. I think there's a lot of things in this new set that I tried to like. There's a lot of fun stuff. I think when it comes down to it, I think there'll be 3 or 4 different competitive decks. I don't think one deck's gonna rule the day, so to say. But getting back, now that Marcel's here, and Phil, if Phil is still here, they both love their negate characters. There's Phil. I think Kefren 2004 Niagara, but not 100%. Yeah, John, I appreciate you trying to like it. I'll go back in there and try and figure it out again. So, Juggernaut did not win a tournament in the last 10 years until Niagara. I'll go with that. I think that's probably true. So something new in 10 years. Thank you, Josh. That was quick. I appreciate it. That one Substack about my tournament deck from last year has had the most reads so far, but the Negate one is catching it. And Jessica's all-female team. A lot of people are looking at that one. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Andrew with the yo-yo. Now all we need is Sean to come in and do his pirate impersonation again. Hey, Marcel, what's your chat going to be about Wednesday night? What's your theme? Josh says, I like building decks without Negate characters, but they never win. Then again, most of my decks never win with them either. Josh, you're getting better every time you play, though. That's the most important part. And that's what I try to tell Jessica and Nor as they're coming along very well, that they're getting better every time they play. Yesterday, poor Nor, he lost every game that we played here. Jessica's deck was just playing very well against him. And it seemed like whenever she had a bad hand, he had a bad hand too. So it just lined up really well. I'm looking at another no Negate deck that I'm not sure when I'm going to get to play it. I don't want to tell everybody about it just yet, but I think it'll be a pretty good one. I got to try it out with Phil and AJ, and of course Corey. Hard to beat the Dark Phoenix. You know, if you can keep Dark Phoenix alive on her deck, it does play pretty well. And she kept locking down Nor's character with the Jean Grey special. Jean Grey and target character may not attack for remainder of battle. And she's not running a whole lot of specials or teamworks for Jean Grey, for the Dark Phoenix. So she can lock down a character and she's not really losing anything. Whereas they may have 2 or 3 cards placed. One time she managed to do that on his Heroes for Hire, and she had Nor had 5 cards for Heroes for Hire that Jean Grey locked out. So that was pretty fun. She had one hand, she knocked out Spawn. It might have even been the same hand. Then she said Heroes for Hire and Jean Grey may not attack for remainder of battle. Then Crystal played target character may not attack for remainder of battle on the X-Babies. So she KO'd one character and locked 2 of them out from attacking her. It was fun. Not for Nor. He wasn't too happy. Josh, that's kind of the way I feel. She is an easy KO fodder, except she's your only 8, at least on Jessica's deck, and you don't want to KO your only 8. I'd rather KO a Negate hero than an 8 stat. But, different strokes for different folks. Hey, Andrew, you going to make it to the Champ of Champs? I sure hope so. So many people are reaching out to me. I hope they all show up, saying they plan to be here. It's going to be a good time. Felipe's coming in from the Few and Cursed, and he will be signing his books all weekend. He's sending in a bunch of them for us to have available for you guys to buy. The artwork is just phenomenal, so I know you're going to like it. I think Phil said something 2 weeks ago about he'd heard a rumor that they may have some cards printed in end of February, 1st of March. I don't think that's going to happen. So I was hoping to have some promos for Felipe to sign while he was here of his redhead girl. But it's not looking good now. I'm still trying to get them to do something special for the tournament. I don't know if we're going to have enough time. Andrew, I sure hope you make it. Ooh, and if you do come, Marcella's going down. Okay. Goat for dinner. I like it. I know Marcel is bringing something special. He doesn't want to tell us what, I'm sure, but it will be good. Goat cheese, says the Freak Show. Marcel's doing a 4-part series. A 4-part series on what, Marcel? You going to teach everybody how to venture? That's what I'm working on with Nor and Jessica right now. How to venture, how to place, when to concede. I think they pretty much have the rest of the game down pretty well, enough that they can continue to play and get better. But the venturing part is the most complicated part of the game when you don't have battle sites. And I'm not sure battle sites are more complicated than venturing. You can win a game or lose a game on how you venture. And of course the battle site can win you a game too. Especially, like I said in Substack, how awesome the Onslaught Citadel is. I know Phil Keffer and Marcel have switched to Wendigar Mountain. I don't know how long they'll continue to play that. I'd actually be surprised if they both show up with it again at the Champ of Champs. I bet they're going to switch to something different. But we shall see. It'll be a lot of fun. I think, did we announce any prize support this week or last week? I don't think we have. Right now, it looks like it's going to be about $500 in cash. There's going to be a lot of other hard-to-get cards we're going to give away. Everybody who shows up is going to get a D6 from Heroes and Games. I think we announced it, maybe not. Everyone, the new rule that went into effect January 1st, we're going to play by it just to get everybody kind of used to it. To determine who goes first will be a roll-off. High roll gets the choice to go first or second. If you go second, you get a mulligan rule. The mulligan rule being if you get dupes on the first hand, you can redraw for one dupe. So if you dupe 2 cards, you're still going to be down a card. You're not going to get to draw 2, but you get to draw 1. A lot of people like it. They think that it helps balance out who goes first. I'm not so sure. Jessica is enjoying it because as she dupes, she draws. But Nor likes going first, so it works out really good for them. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like I said, Heroes and Games is going to have a D6 for everybody, so you'll get to roll off on the D6. You get one in every tournament that you play in. Well, if you're in the Champ of Champs, you could get in Friday night and a Saturday event. So everyone could get into 2 different events. Marcel says, Andrew, bring something good. Revenge won't be easy. Marcel. What is the 4-part series, my friend? Hey, Brian. The mic is working today. That home setup just wasn't right. I'm back in the studio, and everything is working pretty well. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Give us a like and subscribe if you haven't. I'd appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm, make this podcast show up to other people as they're scrolling down through YouTube. Josh says, I like the idea of having some kind of mulligan rule, although I'm not sure about the new one. Maybe it needs some more testing. Hey, Seth, a new player from Florida. Well, welcome. What part of Florida are you in? Josh, who just commented right above you in the chat, is in the Orlando area. There you go. And Phil is in Florida just for today. He's coming home tomorrow. Where's he at? He's at Universal Studios. So if you guys were going to hook up with Phil, it had to be tonight because he's flying home tomorrow. I got so many messages. Fort Myers. All right. That's pretty far south, right? I got a couple messages today from people on Facebook who are getting back into the game. We've been selling all kind of cards to people who are trying to build decks to bring to the Champ of Champs. It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be a lot of people here. I think we can get between all three events, we should easily have 60 players. So you're going to have an opportunity to play against your skill level. So if you come Friday night, that's when some of the better players are going to come to try to qualify to play on Saturday's Champ of Champs. But the tournament for the rest of us is for all skill levels. If you're new to the game or just coming back in, play on Saturday. You'll have a lot of fun, and you'll learn or remember how to play the game a little bit better. John says, if your deck is very aggressive, or it looks like their deck is then Or it looks like their deck is then still play, otherwise draw. And on the mulligan rule, the roll off, you have to do that before either player looks at their cards. So you can't draw your hand and then decide whether you want to go first or second. So you're kind of doing it blind. If you choose to go first and you draw a duplicate, you're stuck. The Festivus for the rest of us. That is correct, Freak Show. There will be all kind of players here of all skill levels, from the very best to the very first event that they've ever played in. So it'll be a lot of fun. Seth, what brought you to the game? Was it the Kickstarter? Kickstarter certainly has drawn in a lot of people to us. We had a call from somebody who called the store today who wanted more details about our inventory and what was going on in the Overpower universe. And he was looking, I think he was an old player because he was looking for a lot of the IQ items. And it's trying to pull him up. Oh, maybe we may have already shipped his order. Let's do this, and then I'll do a search for. Let's see. Oh yeah, 7 items. That was him. Yep. Let's see where he was from. Oh, Arizona. Awesome. All right. And then Aaron, one of the players I met while I was at the Big Apple playing Overpower, he put in an online order. So it's pretty awesome. Brett says, Doug, there was a guy in the subreddit today looking to sell a sealed box of IQ. I sent him your way. Thank you, Brett. He did contact me. We are in discussions. I am trying to buy it, and if I do, we are going to open it. I will not leave it sealed. And then the new guy in Arizona said, hey, I'm looking for a lot of cards out of the IQ set. So maybe we'll have a lot of them sold before we even get finished opening the box. But I appreciate that, Brett. And I'm working with him to try to work something out because I definitely want that box. I want to open that box. I will not leave it sealed. When Phil comes back, I think he's got some sealed items that he's trying to sell that I am interested in buying. So we shall see. John says, you know their characters and battle sites, so you know if they are likely to have an aggressive deck. You know for sure if your deck is aggressive. Yeah, I got a pretty aggressive deck, and I prefer to go second. So we'll see. Everyone's got a different play style, so we'll see how they do. Your finder's fee is very reasonable. All right, Brett. if I get it, we'll work something out at the Champs. Hey, did you see the hat, the beanie that we put in the header for this live stream tonight? Those are on the website. They're going to be available at the Champs. And right now, we only have a few available. I didn't order a whole lot, but if you guys are interested and you start buying them now and want to pick them up to Champs, I can always add on to the order. I can't wait to have one. I'll be wearing one. I'll be getting rid of the Heroes in Games hat for a little while and go with the Overpower Adventures. It doesn't have this logo on it. They said it was just too much detail for the limited amount of space. So we're going back to the purple and green Overpower Adventures in the Cityscape. Josh likes to go second. All right. Yes, sometimes it is nice to venture second so that you get an idea of what your opponent is thinking. And with them going first, you kind of get an idea of how fast they want to play, how fast their deck is. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate you, man. Always love your support. You're awesome. The hats are on the website now, and you can just mark it for in-store pickup, and you can get it when you come into town for the Champs. Like I said, if we sell out, I'll try and up the order and get some extras, but we shall see. Let's see. I just got a nice text. All right. I just got a text from Lazarus because I'd asked them if they had a list of the cards that were spoiled already. Because you know me, I like to talk, and I definitely don't want to say something that I'm not supposed to. So he doesn't have a list. Oh. What? Oh, they're going to... Oh, Joe, don't tell me this kind of stuff in a text message. He said, Doug, if you could hold off until talking about it, that would be best, until February 1st. And that's all I'm going to tell you guys. Wow. Okay. Joe just sent me a huge spoiler in a text message, and I can't tell you guys. Oh, no. I'm going to message him real quick. Keep that a secret until... Whoops. Oh, Joe, how can you do that to me? Oh, Joe, you got to come on to the chat right now and tell everybody what you just told me. Wow. Oh, he said it's barely even 2 weeks. I had to keep a secret for 2 weeks? Joe. All right. No, it has nothing to do about set 3. I promise you that much. Why did you just mouth it for those mouth readers? Oh, Brian. Oh, no. I can't believe Joe did that to me. And I'm only 35 minutes into our live stream. He knows we're only halfway through. I'm going to quit texting Joe. I'm going to have to block him until after this set releases. Yes, I signed an NDA, Brian. I did. No, Ricky, it is not set 4. We're not, no. This is going to blow your minds. It is fantastic. Wow. Joe. Joe. I did not know this was coming. Wow. Oh, Palpatine voice, do it. No, I can't. I can't. 2 weeks. It is. Just a little over 2 weeks. All right. Daggone it, Joe. What are you trying to do to me? I would like to know what's, playable Douglock cards. Wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah. Jessica was in here yesterday sorting my cards with me. And she found like 8 or 10 Deathlock hero cards and a whole bunch of his specials. And said, gee, I think somebody likes Deathlock. Yeah, I do. I wish he was playable. Marcel, don't you do that. You don't have an NDA, but you don't know the secret that Joe just told me, so you can't tell anybody anything, because you don't know nothing. Let's see, Brian says, let's play 20 questions. And if you bob your head left and right or up and down. Guys, I'm going to tell you, it is something that I did not know was coming. Not this quick. Wow, I think you're going to be happy. But I can't. I do wish Joe hadn't told me. He knows I have a hard time keeping a secret. I'm almost as bad as he is. Marcel tapped my phone. That's hilarious. You're right, Ricky. He might have. Freak show, or does he? No, Marcel don't know this one. I promise you that. Someone clip that. You know what? Jessica was telling me I need to clip some like minute-long images out of, clip the stream down into minute-long or 2-minute segments once in a while. Oh, maybe Ricky can do that for me. He's really good at it. He edited all of our streaming events at the last tournament. Marcel, have you tapped my phone? If so, I'm in trouble. Because if you read my text messages, oh boy. Now my phone's blowing up. Guys, I can't tell you. I can't upload some shorts. Yeah, Ricky, that's what Jessica wants me to do. Let's do it. All right. Let's work on that. John says, Deathlock with 2 JW and nothing else, standing next to Heroes for Hire. John, I did try that, and the deck did play well, but it had nothing to do with Deathlock. It was all because of Heroes for Hire. Brian says, Marcel, your podcasts are a 2-for-1 for me. It's like AMSR and learning at the same time. What is AMSR? Sorry, Brian, I don't know what that is. Douglock in shorts. Stop it. Stop it, guys. Doug, that's hilarious. Oh, man. I can't wait for you guys all to get here. Wow. You know what? We're like 5 weeks away. Yeah. Ricky, your wife may let you go back to playing sorcery after this episode. Joe said, if you cannot, he can't. What? John, everyone looks better next to Heroes for Hire. You're not kidding. ASMR, says Brian. ASMR. I still don't know what that means. Oh, sorry, Brian. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, Joe must be listening in because he quit texting me. He said, I can't tell Doug anything. Wow. Come on, Joe. Let you and me have a talk. I can't believe he did that to me. Well, what you guys think of that announcement that Josh Alexander put out? Ricky and Carl are moving the OKC shootout to Dallas. And they're going to try to have the first event with the Kickstarter cards. Ricky, I appreciate you stepping up and helping with that. That should be interesting. The audio sensory. Oh, Brian, that's hilarious. Okay. I kind of thought it was something like that, but I didn't recognize the acronym. That's hilarious. Ricky, what do you mean it's all Carl? I thought you were on there too. Freak show. He wouldn't have told you if he didn't really want you to say. Yes, he would, because I could tell you exactly what he said. He said, LOL, Doug, that's barely even 2 weeks. So it's a little over 2 weeks. Oh, no. Yes, Brian, I knew it wasn't that. I thought it was something about relaxation techniques and sleep. I got a feeling Marcelo is about to take his podcast to another level. All right, Ricky's helping as needed, but he's doing the major legwork. Okay. Well, he called me yesterday and asked how much interest we had. I told him Corey and I do have interest. Joe Peters, how are you, buddy? It's a setup, Ricky. It's going to be all you. Hey, Jerry. Okay, I'll take your word on that one, Jerry. I don't know. Oh, no, Joe. Carl wouldn't play tricks on anybody. Yeah, thanks, Brian. I hope you guys all tune in to Marcel's podcast Wednesday. I'm going to try and get on there at some point. It starts at 8 o'clock in the evening. That's East Coast time. So 5 o'clock for all you on the West Coast. You might still be at work. Been bringing the tingles to the community for years. Oh, Marcel, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, the tingles is one way to describe it, huh? Oh, jeez. Where's Mr. Keffer at? I haven't seen him in the chat tonight. We're missing Mr. Phil. Yeah, okay. Joe just sent me the last text. I can't wait. I was waiting for this announcement. I was hoping for this announcement. It's going to be awesome. Wow. Oh, February 1st? So, a couple weeks before the Champ of Champs. Hey, Howard, how are you? Good to have you on. I'm glad you're here. We got lots of questions for you. Well, maybe not a lot. We got a few. Let's talk about the North America Overpower League and what's going on for 2025. I saw you had a nice post the other day. Is there anything else you want to tell us that's happening? I saw Josh has said that Carl and Ricky are taking the OKC shootout to Dallas. Carl said I should be able to get a flight into Dallas for a little over $200. Hey, Brian, how are you? AJ, are you in the chat tonight? I was supposed to ask you to sit in for Phil today, and I totally forgot that Phil wasn't going to be here. So, AJ, I wish you were here to help me. But don't take it personal because I didn't ask you, because I just totally forgot Phil wasn't coming. It was like 10 till 7 and he wasn't here, and I sent him a text. So I would like to have AJ back on the show sometime soon. Switch on the Western Shootout. The Seattle guys are going to have an event again for now in 2025. There was a lot of excitement with the one that they had this year. And they agreed they wanted to host another one. So Howard made it happen. Thanks to Doug Taylor for organizing that one. Howard says he should have dates for everyone later this week. Okay, that's nice. Now, Howard, is there any truth to the rumor that Lazarus may be running events at the same location and times as Now. And I saw that you were asking questions about a 2-day event, whether Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday is better. Seattle is now a regular rotation. Awesome. Glad to have them. Congratulations, guys. I hope you can build on what you had last year. Brett says, Howard, our play group was talking about a poll you put up about doing Saturday, Sunday events, which I just mentioned. What's the story there? Well, we have another event near New England. All but Boston and Valhalla. Do you mean dates for all but Boston and Valhalla, Howard? Another event near New England. Well, there'll be one in Boston for sure. And our buddy John, who's in the chat right now, is going to organize and run that one at the store that he manages. John, what is the name of that store? Pandemonium Games, I believe. We're trying to avoid overlap with LRG. Okay. Very good. That's interesting. Some people were thinking that LRG announced 4 regionals and a national, which was the same number of Now events last year, and they thought maybe there was going to be a tie-in. So you're saying that's not going to happen. Boston will be in November, just don't know the week. We probably won't know until October. Pandemonium Books and Games in Boston. John, I hope you can squeeze us all in because they're going to be coming in large numbers this year. Corey and I are going to do our best to be there. Overpower Overload this year. It might be. Yeah, John, do you have a date? You want to announce your date? Because the Freak Show wants to reserve a hotel room already. There will be so much choice for players, says Howard. Yep, you're going to be able to play Overpower all over the country and including the 51st state of Canada. Sorry, Howard, I just had to throw that in there. I know you're not going to become our 51st state. Besides, even if it happened, we'd have to split Canada up into more than one state, right? You guys have provinces. What do you have, 12 of them? 13? I can't. It's not the country I live in, so I don't really know how many provinces you have. But anyways, players are going to have choices all over North America. I'm sure there's going to be some stores in Canada that are going to pick it up. We're looking into doing some really cool stuff here at Heroes and Games. We're going to run some great events in store. We're going to run events during Origins. We're going to have Champ of Champs in February. We're going to have the OP Cup, I believe in July or August. So it is going to be all over the place. Central Ohio is the place to be. Our buddy Stefan, who has a store, 30 or 40 minutes from us, I'm sure he's going to be backing it really hard. John says, I'll be hosting the Now, and I'll also be running regular events for the new modern format, Constructed and Draft. I'm interested to see how many people are excited about the draft format. It is something that's not being done in any other game, and it will either start a new trend in gaming or it might go away with the next set. So I'm kind of curious. I'm not a big fan of the draft, but I kind of understand where they're going with it. The way the Overpower cards are going to be, the base set itself, everything's a common. And you could get anything at any time. And that kind of makes it easy for players to get the cards to play the game. Oh, John, that's a good point. Still waiting for Wizards of the Coast to announce their November pre-release date. They are much later on that than usual. Yeah, we don't want to overlap with Magic, that's for sure, because then you won't have room for us. So we'll see what happens there for sure. That's the one thing about Heroes and Games. We're not a real big Magic store, so we don't have to worry about those things. If Magic were to take the same weekend as the OP Cup, we can handle it because we don't get that many Magic players. We do have a room here that could max out at, I believe, 164 players. So we can feed them. We can fit them in here. Doug Taylor's super excited about a draft. Okay, I'm not against it per se. I'm just not looking forward to it. Maybe after I've done it a time or two, I'll like it more. Yes, Freak Show, I agree. I am excited to mix the old and the new in Golden. And if Phil was here, he would be telling you he is too. Kind of. John says, I can easily seat up to 80 players. If we can get more pre-registered, I can book a hall. Nice. Now, chat. What Howard is saying, if viewers are not yet part of our now chat group, it is time to join. Chat group on Facebook. I know we have a now Facebook page. Is there a chat group inside that Facebook group page, or are you just talking about the group page as it is? Brian says, I'm just super excited to crack the boxes from the Kickstarter. Me too, and we're going to live stream a lot of that. I don't know how many boxes we're going to break now. I did the $5,500 level, which gets me 43 boxes, and I was only planning on cracking 3 of them, and then put the rest in the store and online. And now I'm not sure. I may crack more than 3. Howard says all of our now announcements will be in that chat group. Doug Taylor says, I think it will be great to level the playing field for newer players. Yes, for sure. Jessica and Nor are learning very quickly, and I love not having to teach them battle sites. Yeah, guys, if you go on Facebook, I know a lot of you aren't on Facebook. A lot of us old guys are not in the Discord, so it's kind of hard to marry the two together. But Howard has started a now Facebook group page. So just search Overpower NAOL, and it should come right up. 5 boosters and 1 starter, Brian. All right. You're going to have some fun breaking. You going to break all 5 boosters? We're going to break ours on stream. Jessica, Nor, Corey, and myself are all wanting to break. And Corey got his own. Jessica and Nor did not because they weren't playing the game at the time. So they'll help me open my 3 boxes for the store. I don't plan on selling singles, and I'm certainly, I don't want to say that. The Orange King goes, he has everything from the commons up to the rarest. And I don't know that I want to put that much effort into all the common cards. But as far as the foil versions, the rarer versions of cards, we will probably put them in our store and online. All right, Brian hasn't decided how many boxes he's going to open. It can be very addictive, Brian. Especially if you hit something really nice, find a character that you really like, and you start looking for foils. So I'm excited. I can't wait to bust some boxes. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. We'll probably do more than one live stream of us breaking boxes and popping open all those promos that they're sending us. I can't wait to get the Few and Cursed 7 Fighting promo card. I hope it's a play set, but I'm not sure. if it's 1 or if it's 4 or 3. I guess 3 is kind of a playset. John says Pandemonium will advertise on the Facebook page for now. We'll also use our website, in-store flyers, Instagram, and X/Twitter. Awesome. That's great. I hadn't thought too much about advertising on Instagram and X just yet. I would like to start streaming on X, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Brett says, I got 4 boxes and I'm going to open 3, but man, it's going to be hard to resist wondering what's in those last 36 rare cards. Yes, it is. But I think they also announced that there will be a non-Kickstarter version of all these. So we will have the opportunity to get some less expensive boxes from distributors. I can imagine the non-Kickstarter boxes going for $20 to $40 less than these Kickstarter boxes are going to be. So we shall see. Freak Show, can't wait to open a new booster box. I agree. I'm kind of itching to open anything. That's why I'm trying so hard to get this IQ box that Brett sent my way today. I'm going to make the guy an offer eventually and just see where we can go from there. But I want to open something. I've been, like I said earlier, sorting cards with Jessica. She's trying to organize everything because she's tired of wanting to see something and I can't go right to it. And it's so much fun going back through these cards and reliving the 1990s again. So I know you guys probably feel the same way. It just brings back so many memories. Brian, Kickstarter does have some exclusives. I believe there's some, but every Kickstarter card will have the Kickstarter stamp on it. And the cards that are distributed through the distributors will not have the Kickstarter stamp, as I understand it. So there will be a difference. Brett says Kickstarter cards have exclusive foils and the cards have a unique set icon. Right. That won't be on the cards that the distributors have. And GTS is one of the distributors that's going to be having it. They have not sent out any information. They have not requested us to start ordering. They have not solicited the game to us yet. And I don't know when that will happen. Howard says, we are finalizing the LRG price support that LRG will be providing for NOW events. It will be a custom package that no one else will have. Very nice. Very, very nice. I reached out to them and asked them if there was any chance we could do something for the Champ of Champs. I did not get a yes or no, but I'm thinking it was probably a little too late to do something for the Champ of Champs that I wanted to do. But we shall see. They may come through and come up with something. I like the Kickstarter, non-Kickstarter packs being available for distributors. I will be curious to see when they solicit. I would think it'd probably be a couple months after the Kickstarter delivers. But they might print them at the same time and start delivering at the same time. I don't know. Brian says, I just hope they smell the same. The fresh cracked pack smell was the best. 90s Magic 2. These new Magic cards stink, figuratively. Yeah. I don't think you're going to get the same smell, Brian. Sorry. I don't think they're going to be printed on the same card stock with the same coating. So it's probably going to be a little different. But it's still going to be fun. Jerry says, never got to crack open a box of Overpower. Just bought pack as I could. Very excited to crack the lone box I was able to get with the Kickstarter. Yeah, it is going to be fun. You're going to love it. And the Freak Show says, I know the smell. I can smell it from memory. Yep. I was really trying hard to find some packs to open. Jessica and Nora have never opened a pack, so we want to get them into it. They may have to wait until the Kickstarter boxes show up if I can't get this IQ box. But we shall see. Howard says we have 6 locations now for now because we're adding Seattle. So instead of 5 events, we have 6, right? So that'll be interesting. Will each Now event have its own custom prize package, or will the prize package be available at all 6 events? Brian says, after 20 years, my stored cards lost their scent. Yep, and depending on where you kept them, they may have gained an all-new one. And I find so much stuff that comes into the store that smells like basement. 6 events. That's awesome. With the same price package at all 6? Or is it each one going to have something exclusive like they've done with the foil cards lately? You guys like having foil cards? I'm kind of like, I don't really care too much about it, but I know a lot of people really like them. Jessica and Nora love the foils. Nora wants to foil out everything. And I just got a text from them, by the way. Oh, boy. Jessica and Nora are playing Overpower right now, so she's texting me questions. And if the do not discard duplicate event comes up, can you place duplicate power cards? Or can you only place one of them and have to hold the other one in your hand? That's a great question. What do you guys think? Marcel, are you still with me? Do not discard duplicate event comes up. And you draw 2 8s. Can you place an 8 on 2 different characters as long as they're an 8 stat? Honestly, I don't know. I think as long as they were legal to hold at the time, you can place them both. But I am not sure. Speaking of duplicate, Iron Man may have duplicate radar warnings. Radar warning? If you look up the word duplicate, it does not mean 2 or more. It means 2. So if somebody is running Iron Man and yes, yep, and Howard agrees. Marcel and Howard both say you can place them. I don't think you should be able to hold 3 radar warnings in your hand, even with that inherent ability. And if Ricky's still in the chat, same with Blinding Flare from Jubilee, I think it would have to say do not, that would be triplicate or quadruplicate. Brian, yeah, right. If you look up, if you put an S on the end of duplicate and you look up the word duplicates, then it allows you to have 2 or more. But duplicate is 2. No, I think it's been ruled that way that you can, Ricky, but I think if we look at yeah, I agree. I believe it was ruled that way. But I don't think the word duplicate really means 2 or more. It means 2. But I'm going to have to ask Dave McMillan that, and I meant to text him, and I forgot. So, your blinding flares and your radar warnings. Brian says he could understand if it was multiple, ma'am. Ricky had 5 in his hand? Yeah, I'm not surprised. He runs, 22? Infinite copies according to the rulings. Interesting point, Doug. However, precedent has been set for multiples. Yep, I know. I think somebody made a bad ruling a long time, Marcel, a long time ago. Duplicate does not mean 2 or more. And Jessica and I were just sitting around talking about the game. And that's just came up. Joe says, wouldn't that mean if you had a hand with 3 of a card, you wouldn't discard any of them because they aren't duplicate, and you only, what? Because they aren't duplicate, and you only have to discard duplicates. 1 of 2 or more, Marrow's Inherent says may have 1 duplicate bone snap. So I'd lean toward more than 2 radar warnings is okay. Duplicate is 2 identical copies, according to Merriam-Webster. Either of 2 things exactly alike and usually produced at the same time or by the same process. An additional copy of something, such as a book or stamp, already in a collection. Now, if you take the word and add an S on the end of it, then, where'd it go? Then you can have more. Freak Show says, I don't want to think this deeply. Duplicate is a copy to produce something equal to do over or again, often needlessly. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not seeing anywhere in the Merriam-Webster dictionary that duplicate wouldn't ever mean 3. We will not be changing this rule for now events. Yeah, I'm sure. Speaking of duplicates, what classifies as a duplicate for teamwork cards? It is the 2 use stats. 7 strength. Anything that's a 7 strength 2 use would be considered a duplicate. Okay, go back up here to Joe's message. Wouldn't that mean if you had a hand with 3 of a card, you wouldn't discard any of them because they aren't duplicate, and you only have to discard duplicates? Well, that duplicates there, Joe, is plural, so you would have to discard more than 1 of them. The blinding flare is a duplicate of that blinding flare. This other blinding flare is also a duplicate of that blinding flare. Yeah, it could almost become infinity, right? Speaking of, I already got that one. Look up the definition of duplicate, and it doesn't mean only 2, but it can, but not always. I don't see anything on there, Ricky, where it ever says it's more than 2. It does say being the same as another. Duplicate copies, that is plural there. Copies is, but not duplicate. Semantics. Well, Ricky, I'm just trying to go after your deck in particular. Brian says, how can you tell if you're blinded by the first flare? Yes, you won't be able to count them. That's a good point. So they could have multiples and you wouldn't even know it. So Corey and I were just talking about decks in general, and I said I got to come up with a way to destroy Ricky's Blinding Flare or Radar Warning decks, and this is what I came up with. So just one of those many things that's fun to talk about, but I don't expect anybody to change the rule. We have it said the decks are not broken, but very annoying. You got that right. They are very annoying. And Corey and I often talk about the best way to attack those decks. Some people think you go after the Beyonder, and then some people think you go after the character that is allowed to have the duplicates. Either way, they're going to get played, right? So if you go after the character that is allowed to have the duplicates and you can knock them out, then Beyonder can't keep duplicates and they become discards. So I think that's probably the best way to go about it. You go after the character that is allowed to have the duplicates. And then when that character's gone, they become discards. If you can knock them out with all those avoids. I think that is the way I will look at it in the future. Take out the battle sight. Yes, I did that to Ricky once. I did attack his battle sight and left him with all kind of cards in his hand that he couldn't do anything with. He didn't have anything to attack with, and I wasn't attacking him, so he couldn't play his avoids. I think that is, you're right, Howard. I forgot. That is a good way to attack that deck also. You have to defend everything he throws at you, then all your attacks go to the battle site. It's hard to do, but you get to those 30 points. If you got some big hitters, you can do it in 2 or 3 hands. And those avoids will not defend the battle site. So that's probably the best way to do it now that you mention it. I have to think about that a little bit more too. Of course, if they lock you out with acrobatics or whatever. Ricky says, I turned it to an Any Hero deck because of that. Did you really? Okay. That's interesting. I didn't realize you were playing it with Any Heroes. That would make it a little bit harder. And I still think you go after the character that's allowed to have the duplicates. Howard says that's not allowed, Ricky. Too late. He's already done it. He has precedent. And he will continue to play it with Any Heroes. Right, Ricky? Oh, man. Hey, Ricky, by the way, I think one night this week there's going to be a sorcery draft event at our store. You want to come and play? I'll throw a couple play mats your way. You can, for prize support, if you show up. I don't think we'll have time to run any sorcery events the weekend that you're here, but I will, as we discussed, I have a couple play mats for you. You haven't played it with Any Heroes in Attorney. Okay, but you thought about it. Have you play tested it? Do you like it better? It's an interesting concept, that's for sure. And Brett, that's interesting that Marrow says may have 1 duplicate Bone Snap. I wonder why they were so specific on Marrow. What night is Sorcery Draft? Oh, geez. Stefan, have you been in here all this time? Let me check. It's either Wednesday or Thursday they're going to do it. I think it's this week. I'll ask. I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday. I think it might be Wednesday. We'll find out. You haven't got to play test it much. Okay. Lurking like a gherkin. Oh, Stefan, you need to come and play practice a little for the Champ of Champs. When are you available? We've been playing a lot with Jessica and Nor, but we haven't done anything with the new cards because I destroyed all mine. So all we're doing is playing with the old stuff. I might try to get in Thursday night at Champ of Champs weekend. Maybe we can play a game of Sorcery early Friday. Okay, if I'm not running back and forth to the airport to pick people up. I know Felipe is not coming in till later in the afternoon. And Joe Peters, if he makes it in, says his plane will get in around 5 or 5:15. So we might be able to do that. Howard wants to know, Ricky, Iron Man or Jubilee? Which one do you like better, Ricky? I would think you like the Iron Man better because he's a 7. Jubilee's a max 6. Stefan, tell me, how many boxes are you going to open yourself? For yourself or your store? Stephanie says they're trying to find a day that they can all make it. It looks like it might not be till Saturday, but I'll let you know. All right, John, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate you. And I'll look into that Substack again and see if I can figure out why you guys can't hit the like button. Got, you like Jubilee the best, okay. Wow, we're up to 15 likes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. John. Howard's going to try and call you tomorrow, John, if you're still there. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap. I might take you up on a sorcery game, Ricky, if you don't mind a noob. We're all noobs, Stefan. I haven't played a bit at all. I made some other changes too, though, so different parts need play testing to see if viable. Always tinkering. Stefan, are you coming early Friday? Or maybe I should say, how early are you coming Friday? Larry plans to be here a little after 10. I'm going to open the room at 10 a.m. And anyone who's here, just come on in and we'll get some games going. You suck at opening packs. How bad can that be? It's a box. Let's see, the Freak Show says getting car-wise is what I'm trying to work out for Champ of Champs. Awesome. I sure hope you can make it. I'd heard a rumor a couple guys are getting an Airbnb. I hope that's true so we can get people in without paying a fortune for hotel rooms. Which if you live in New York, Boston, Chicago, the cost of a hotel room in Columbus is still cheaper than there. But it's not as cheap as Columbus usually is. All right. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. And we will be back next Monday night. Phil will be in Ohio, so he will be here with me. We'll see if he is worthy to lift this hammer. So tune in. Thanks for reading the Substacks, guys. That one is my favorite, so I really appreciate you doing that. And you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you next Monday night.